Hi guys, Ali Doucette here, and I'm really excited today to give you a little introduction into our fun new 40-day challenge, the Aap Sahaee Hoa challenge. Woohoo! And so I'm going to kind of walk you through what it is and everything that you need to know about it. And this is going to be really good. Okay, so you probably have noticed that things are kind of getting crazy in the world right now, but I had a song stuck in my head, a Kundalini mantra called Aap Sahaee Hoa. And I have been singing this song on repeat for days, and it just came to me. Maybe it's stuck in my head because I need to share it. And I went and Googled up what it meant because I didn't know what it meant off the top of my head. And this is what Spirit Voyage had to say about it. This mantra meditation is a gift to you that will let you penetrate the unknown without fear. It will give you protection and mental balance. Enter the unknown without fear? Super yes, I am in. And I think you might be in too. So I wanted to give you a quick introduction to Kundalini yoga and meditation. And as a quick reminder, like I myself am Christian, and I know that there is, some skepticism, fear, like a lot of, depending on people's religious situation, they can be very scared of yoga. For me, I feel like my yoga practice and my meditation practice strengthens my faith, my Christian faith. Anyways, you don't have to be a Christian to do Kundalini yoga. You don't have to do, it's yoga. That's what it is. It is considered a technology. It uses really complex and intricate ways of moving your body in order to create specific outcomes. It involves mantra, which is words, and mudra, which is what you do with your body. And when you do a Kundalini yoga or meditation set called a Kriya, you use words and you move your body at the same time. Okay, so Kundalini yoga and meditation is an active form of meditation that engages both your body and your mind. And it is not boring. And many of the Kundalini mantras are put to music, and there's many versions of the different mantras on YouTube, on iTunes, and you can listen to them and meditate with those. And so some of my favorite versions are, kind of like rock versions of different mantras. And I also like, just like Enya style and everything. But you can listen to music while you do the meditation. And the important thing is what you are, you know, the mantra and the mudra, you need them both. Kriyas are like recipes. And so the idea is that when you do these different mantras and mudras in the right order, you activate certain parts of your brain and endocrine system that don't get activated otherwise. So I'm going to share the book of this in a minute, but there's a book that I'm going to recommend called Meditation as Medicine by, I think, Dharma Singh Khalsa, who's a medical doctor who discovered Kundalini yoga and started prescribing it because it can be really effective for different conditions. And one example was some of the moves that they will have you do in Kundalini yoga are things like this, like shoulder shrugs or doing things like this. But what does that actually end up doing? It ends up massaging your actual thyroid gland and your parathyroid gland. And you end up doing a manual massage on your own body, but through these different neck movements that get everything flowing and help your neck. So, like, the question is, do you want thyroid medication? Do you want to do yoga for your thyroid? Okay, so it's medical meditation. Okay, it's medical yoga, it's medical meditation. And it's thousands of years old and just such a cool technology. And I guess I have some more notes about it also. I'll go back to my little presentation. Okay, so the story behind all of this is that Kundalini yoga was passed down from master to student for thousands of years, and really only one person in the whole world and his student would know about it. This was not a widespread use of yoga or knowledge about yoga. There's many kinds of yoga. The kind of yoga that you do at the gym is not this kind of yoga. Although Kundalini yoga does use, like downward dog position or, cobra position. Like there's these different yoga postures that are used in Kundalini yoga, but it's used very differently because it has kind of more of a purpose. Everything in Kundalini yoga does come down to these kriyas or these recipes that are made for specific things like, helping your thyroid or whatever. I mean, this exact one that we're going to be doing is going to be working on clearing our physical brains and our physical bodies from the chemicals of fear that would come up when we face the unknown. So it's just a really interesting, it's just so interesting. So in the 1960s, Yogi Bhajan, I spelled that wrong, who was the Kundalini master at the time, he came to visit America and saw that the people were looking for enlightenment in all the wrong places. So again, this was like the sexual revolution. Everybody's going crazy with basically root chakra stuff, sex and drugs. And he saw that and was, horrified and just said, okay, these people are looking for enlightenment, and what they really need is yoga. Like, guess what? All the drugs in the world are not going to get the job done. What you need is yoga. And I'll just mention that the word yoga itself, the Greek word for yoga is the same word that they use for the word yoke. In other words, like when Jesus says, take my yoke upon you, if you look at the actual Greek, you could just as validly translate that as saying, take my yoga upon you. Okay, yoga and yoke they're rooted in the same word because they both have to do with unity. Yoga is all about becoming one, taking two separate things and becoming one. And so with a yoke, you'll have two oxen yoked together and they are a team that help plow a field. With yoga, you are yoking your body and your spirit to God together at the same time. When Jesus said the spirit, oh my gosh, the kingdom of heaven is within you, right? Within your body. Okay. We're uniting the spirit and the body with God. Man, I don't know. It's just so cool. Your body is a temple, all of this stuff. It's so cool. Okay. So there is something interesting to me about this concept of ancient truth being restored in the latter days. And Yogi Bhajan really did this because the age of Aquarius was coming up, and he did know that. And that is a time in the yogic tradition when they expect 1,000 years of peace. Okay, maybe that will sound familiar. In the Christian tradition, there's also a belief in an upcoming 1,000 years of peace. And so to Christians, they might call it the millennium. And for the yogis, they call it like the age of Aquarius. And the yogic tradition was that things were starting to shift into the age of Aquarius in the year 2012. And that now we are still going through this shifting phase. And there is this tradition that before the 1,000 years of peace, kind of the earth has to be cleansed, which is going to be really unpleasant for everybody involved. And because of that, everybody in the whole world is going to experience massive trauma, basically, as the world kind of reforms. As far as like, if you're going to have 1,000 years of peace, there's some things that have to change about the planet, like about the people that are on it and about what's going on in the planet itself. And as those shifts are taking place, it's going to be really hard. So Yogi Bhajan taught that as the world shifts into the age of Aquarius, everyone was going to lose their minds because of this trauma unless they were practicing Kundalini yoga and meditation. And so he taught that, if you were around to see the true, like, violent transition from the world as it is to that 1,000 years of peace, one of the best things that you could do for yourself is learn how to meditate, and then you're going to teach other people how to meditate when things get crazy. And he said, everyone will lose their mind. But if you know Kundalini yoga and meditation, it will protect your mind and you will be able to teach it to other people. And so my next slide has to be about Christianity, because I feel like this is a thing that I get a lot of, like, well, if you're a Christian, then how come, like, why can't you just trust God to heal you? Why would you need yoga? Why would you need meditation? And I mean, I think that's a fair question, right? I mean, like, why doesn't God just heal everything? Like, why would you take thyroid medication? Why can't God just heal you? Like, I'm not being facetious here. Those are real questions, right? Like, and I think a lot of people have asked them, if God can heal anything, then how come I have cancer? Then how come I have, Crohn's? These are good questions. Like, if I'm a good person, then how come God doesn't just heal me? And I feel like God gives us a lot of tools to help us heal ourselves. And I feel like Kundalini yoga and meditation is one of those tools. And I think it makes a lot of sense when you look at it from a scientific perspective, kind of like how I showed you these different neck exercises that help stimulate thyroid hormone, because you're manually massaging your thyroid with these different movements. Like, God gave you your body. God made your body capable of moving in that certain way. Like, is it so far-fetched that God would teach some people who were actively asking how to do that, how to put together a series of stretches that would help your thyroid? You know what I mean? Like, to me, I just feel like it's just another tool. And so that's really how I view it. It's just a tool. I don't think it replaces God. I don't think it replaces faith. But it is just helpful. To me, it's just another present. God gave us a lot of different things that we get to use to make our bodies healthier and our minds healthier. And this is just one of those things. So I think that God is behind it, to be honest. And I think that Kundalini yoga and meditation has made me stronger in my faith. And so anyways, that's enough about that. If you disagree, that's fine. I honor your perspective and I still like you. But okay, let's talk about mantra. In Kundalini yoga and meditation, a big focus is mantra, and these are words that we chant and we think. And in Christianity, we also have mantra, and these are things like the Lord's Prayer, and things, these famous scriptures like "Be still and know that I am God," or "Consider the lilies of the field, how they toil not, neither do they spin." Right? We have these different famous scriptures that people memorize and they ponder on, and is that morally wrong? Like, I would say no. I think it's really smart to memorize key phrases like that and think about them a lot and make them part of your soul, so that when you're going through this stressful moment, the words that come to your mind are "Be still and know that I am God." Like, how beautiful. I mean, has that happened to you, where these things that you've memorized in your life come to you in just the right moment? I think it's a beautiful thing. So when we do these meditations, we focus on a mantra. Kundalini yoga mantras are written in the language Gurmukhi, and that is how we do these mantras. And that language itself is a technology. All of the words in Gurmukhi activate the part of the brain that they are referring to. And so what I mean by that is that when you say the word for love in Gurmukhi, it resonates your brain to the frequency of love, and like it activates the part of your brain that experiences love. And when you say the word for protection in Gurmukhi, it's going to activate the part of your brain that is in charge of feeling protected. Okay. And so it is, these things activate your brain in a really literal way. So one of the things that I think is important to realize is that, so your roof of your mouth is only about this far. I mean, it's like a centimeter or maybe a centimeter and a half away from your brain. Okay. That space between the roof of your mouth and your brain is extremely small. What does that mean? It means that the words that you say actually vibrate your brain. Okay. It really does. And so if you're moving your tongue in the right way, if you're doing the right kind of motions with the roof of your mouth, you can actually rewire your brain in a literal, serious way. And so you'll notice, if you kind of dig into Kundalini yoga a little bit more, a lot of times they'll have you press your tongue to the roof of your mouth for a while. Or this is one for addiction. If you have addictions, they'll have you plug your thumbs into the temples and then you clench your teeth and unclench. So you can feel how it's how that kind of like stimulates these muscles right here, and like you can feel this pressure right there. That is actually, how it all is connected to your brain. It's like actually rewiring the parts of your brain that are involved in these different problems. So it is very cool. I don't know. I'm assuming that God just like helped people come up with Gurmukhi, because I have no idea. I mean, like, it's so crazy and awesome. I love it. Which I'll mention right now, that one of the most famous mantras is called Sa Ta Na Ma. And these are 4 separate words, and they mean life, birth, death, and resurrection. And to me, it's talking about Jesus. Okay. A lot of times, traditionally, Kundalini yoga was performed on a sheepskin. Okay. A white sheepskin, kind of like doing yoga, or like taking the yoke of the Lamb of God upon oneself. Right. I mean, like, it's so symbolic. But I get people that freak out because they're like, Satana, that reminds me of Satan. It's like, that's a whole different, like, they're not even from the same language. Like, this is a different language. So people are crazy, but a lot of times they think crazy things anyway. So I'm just here to say that is silly. And but that's just one mantra, and that's not the one we're doing today. Okay. So we just talked about mantra, and the next thing to talk about is mudra. Mudra is how you hold your body. In meditation, we often hold our hands in particular ways, and the hands are linked directly to the brain. If you go and Google up like what percentage of the brain is dedicated to the hands, it is like a huge percentage. Okay, the different ways that you use your hands also help rewire your brain. So these different hand motions are designed to support total brain functionality. Each mudra activates a different part of your brain. When you do Kundalini yoga or meditation with mudra, you're healing and exercising and strengthening different parts of your brain by how you are holding your hands. So these are just some examples of these different mudras in Christianity. Jesus, especially in early paintings, was pretty much always shown using different mudras that are known for different stuff in, the Eastern world. And I don't think that's a coincidence at all. I mean, that's like this whole other thing. But one book that I would recommend is Awake as in Ancient Days by Felice Austin. It is on Amazon, and it explores Kundalini yoga and meditation from an explicitly Christian perspective. And I have a tiny chapter in it, so I super recommend it. And the nice thing about this book, so it also has a section on the medical nature of the meditations written by a registered nurse. And it at the back has just a glossary of meditations and mantras that are just very, very helpful. Sorry, this is a terrible screenshot, but Meditation is Medicine by Dharma Singh Khalsa. It's the book I was talking about. Excellent book. Oh, hello. You know what? Let me finish my video, please. Okay, and go upstairs and wait, and I will help you set up a show, and you can have some cake. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, I might need more like 4 minutes. Okay. Okay. You can heal a lot with meditation. To me, it is complementary medicine, and it supports my faith. And so, yeah, going back to that Kirtan Kriya, Satanama, you can see where people are like, Satan! But no, these are separate words, and they mean life. They mean birth, life, death, and resurrection or rebirth. Okay, and to me, I believe it's a mantra about Christ and about all of our journeys, through Christ, man, I mean, to me, I come at this from a very Christian perspective, but you don't have to. Guess what? Do it how you want, because it will still work. And that's the best part of this meditation, is that you don't have to come at it with any kind of philosophy or anything. All you have to do is do it, and it will rewire your brain for you. And it has been working for thousands of years, and it still works, and it's amazing. So we are entering a 40-day meditation challenge. I might make a prize for people that actually do all 40 days. I really want to, so I'm thinking about what that might be. So no promises, but maybe we will do that. The real prize is that you're going to help heal your own nervous system and prepare yourself to handle anything that comes your way without fear. So we are going to be doing 40 days of the meditation called Aap Sahaee Hoa. And this meditation is designed to support facing the unknown without fear. And it is also said to be good for financial security. So I think this is the perfect mantra for right now. So how this is going to work is you're going to watch the instructional video and then do the meditate with me video every day for 40 days. You don't have to do it with me every day. But then, so what I like to do is have a video that explains how to do it, and then another separate video that just has me doing it. So once you know how to do it, you don't have to skip anything. You can just click the button and just jump right into the meditation. We're supposed to do it every day for 40 consecutive days. And Just to explain why that is, it takes 40 days, at least in the yoga tradition, to replace the blood supply in your body. And they have this beautiful concept that every thought that you think and everything that you say is imprinted on the blood that was created by your heart in that moment. So all of the blood that my heart just created in the last sentence that I spoke has to do with that sentence, you know? And so one more reason to be really careful about what you say and what you think. If all of your thoughts and all of your words are imprinted on your blood, what is your blood made of? What is the energy of your blood? And so the idea of the Kundalini yoga kriyas that you do every single day for 40 days in a row. The idea is that all of a sudden, once you do this every single day, your blood supply is being influenced with this beautiful new mantra. Okay. And so your blood is going to be itself filled with this special energy. In our case with Aap Sahaee Hoa, it's a faith that we are being supported by our creator. And so that is why it's 40 days and why they say 40 consecutive days and why they say not to skip a day, because the idea is that you're rewriting your blood supply. It's like a physical body sort of thing. So for me, you know, I will be fine if you skip a day. I think I would still count it towards the 40 days if you actually did 40 days, even if they weren't all in a row. But ideally, you would do them all in a row. But if you have to skip one, guess what? Doing any is better than doing none. And so you still did a great job. And doing it sporadically is better than doing none. So that's fine. Oh my goodness. So I plan to have a daily check-in inside my Facebook group, which is called Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette. And you can share your experiences there and comment that you did the meditation every day if you so desire. And then I am thinking about having a prize at the end. It will probably be a free group session for anybody who does the full 40 days before September 26th of 2022. And I picked that date because it is the end of the current Shemitah year. And past Shemitah years have ended. Their ending dates have been shall we say, inauspicious, which is to say, several of them have been marked with like massive drops in the stock market and stuff like that. Very stressful days. I would just love for all of us to get in 40 days of this meditation before that time, because I think it will be very supportive to us through the fall, through the autumn. And I think that, I don't know, this has just come to me at the perfect time. And so I'm just trusting it. But that is when the challenge ends, is going to be September 26th of 2022. So if you're ready, then come and join me in the video on how to do Aap Sahaee Hoa, and we will get started and heal our nervous systems. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.